Welcome back to another installment of Unfolding Sales. I'm your host, Tom Bielek. We've taken you through pretty much the entire selling process, all the way from beginning to end. The one thing, however, that we've left out is the close. Sometimes the close of the call could be the most stressful component of the sales call, when it really shouldn't be. Today, to talk with me about that is our closer, Anthony Noble. Anthony, thanks so much for joining today.
Happy to be here.
Anthony, we've talked about the stress sometimes associated with closing the sales call. Why do you think that is?
When you're trying to finish it up and everything, it kind of gets there's like a little awkward point. Where you don't know if you're starting to close too soon or too late. And you just got to find the sweet spot in the middle when to close.
So maybe there's that concern that we haven't really earned the right to ask for the business.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do we get over that? How do we overcome that?
Summarizing what you've talked about, going over things like objections and the product, and making the person comfortable about what you just talked about.
To summarize maybe what we've already discussed, to cover some of the objections that we've answered, how do we do that? What does it really sound like?
Based on what we've talked about today and the topics we covered about the product, would you feel comfortable with moving forward?
So it's a very low stress type of a close. It's not one that makes the buyer feel uncomfortable in any way.
Right.
You're basically reiterating some of the things that you've already discussed and already agreed upon,
Right.
and then making that your close. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of make them feel comfortable with it, not feel rushed.
Making it seem like it's the buyer's idea to close things up.
Right.
So to summarize what we've already talked about here, during your sales call, you're going to summarize some of the points that you've agreed upon, maybe quickly review some of the objections that you've been able to overcome, and then very quickly and easily and with no pressure to basically ask the customer if they're ready to move forward and put a timeline on it. Is that right?
Right, and like a course of action, and talk over maybe like financials, contracts, paperwork, stuff like that.
Anthony, thank you so much. You've been very helpful.
Thank you.
And thank you once again for joining us for another installment of Unfolding Sales. Again, we've taken you through the process, and on our next installment, we'll talk about the follow-up phase. I'm Tom Bielek. Thanks again.